Hey, everybody. He's right behind me, isn't he? This is the first episode of Funniest People You've Never Heard of. I'm your host, Peter Murphy. Alongside me is our producer, Todd.
Welcome.
This is Funniest People You've Never Heard of, and we're going to be featuring comedians, writers, content creators, influencers, people that are not on a gigantic stage, but deserve to be. So we are happy to feature all of these fun, interesting artists, as the podcast grows.
Yeah, Peter, the reason that we want to do this podcast is because obviously there's things to learn from people who have already made it. But to be honest, I think that there's a lot to learn from people who are still trying to make it, still putting in that effort, still having that passion to kind of fight every day in whatever medium it is, on stage, in a writer's room. And I think those people need to be heard. And I think this is the best place to introduce them to the world.
And our first guest is Leslie Liao, a sleepy queen, comedian. She's absolutely fantastic. Fresh off of Netflix's A Joke Festival and being named in Variety's Top 10 Comedians to check out. And I'm so excited about this. So make sure if you want to stay updated on everything, go ahead and check us out on Instagram, YouTube, all the social media sites. It's Funniest People Pod on Instagram. We'll be posting clips and some fun stuff there. And I think we're ready for the episode.
Well, actually, Peter, I have a surprise for you and for our fans, for the audience out there. We actually have our first sponsor already. This is Tequila Especial.
Yes, it is.
For a bottle of this amazing tequila, you could go to www.tequilaespecial.com.
Wow, cool.
They were nice enough to give us some bottles that the longer we last, the drunker we'll get.
And hey, just like our podcast, tequila does not need celebrities to make it good. Try Tequila Especial. Let's check out Leslie Liao, me, and Todd from the outfield. Enjoy this first episode. Hey, yeah, bring home a bottle if you want. Hey, folks, we're here with Leslie Liao. Holy cow, it's our first episode. Leslie, how you doing?
I'm sleepy. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, let's not forget we got Todd in the outfield. Todd, how you doing over there?
Wide awake.
Great.
Not to brag.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
So this is our first episode, but this is not your first bit of interview media that you've done today. Specifically, you're on K-Rock, is that right?
I did K-Rock like hours ago.
What was that like?
It was crazy. I was like, I grew up in Orange County. So like K-Rock is huge, right? Like, am I crazy? Like I kind of freaked out and like told family. They're like, all right, calm down.
That's nice.
But it's like my Oprah. It was a big deal. Yeah.
I remember an interview where Amy Poehler was on Howard Stern, and she like told her dad before. And then she started talking about all this crazy sex stuff. And she's like, fuck, I forgot I told my dad to listen. Dang it.
Nightmare. But luckily it was radio, which like you have to be like semi-safe. But I don't listen to radio anymore. Oh. Because, I don't like drive. I don't have the morning commute anymore.
Right.
Like live radio, what I used to when I was like younger. But they still talk about sex. Like you can say dildo. Like, I don't know why I whispered.
Do they give you like a
you
list
can say it,
of
but you
things
have to
that you
whisper
can say?
it.
They said no cussing. But in my mind, I think radio means kind of like G-rated. Like you're driving kids to school. So, but they said dildo. And I literally was like, you can't say that. But they say it. They said it like a couple times. Yeah, they're like raunchy, but it was cool.
That's the only curse word you can say, so it replaces every other curse word. You're such a, stub my toe, dildo,
You dildo,
dildo.
But I was shocked.
Well, this is Funniest People You've Never Heard of, though we love K-Rock. This is Funniest People You've Never Heard of, and for those that haven't heard of you, Leslie, I want to, introduce the audience to you. You're a great comedian, but you didn't start there necessarily. You worked at an agency, and you actually worked at Netflix too.
So part of my job is I worked for a comedy producer. Okay. And we always wanted to work with comics, so I like volunteered to go to comedy shows and like scout.
Oh, cool.
And I just volunteered to do it for my boss who just didn't have time.
Right.
Like he was like a father and busy. So like I went to the Improv and like the store, tried to go to indie shows and stuff. And I knew deep down that I loved it and deep down wanted to do it, but it was a very like tiny thought in the, like it grows.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how young you were when you were like, I'm going to try it. But it took me forever to finally like come to realize I wanted to try it. So I disguised me wanting to try it as, I'm just scouting for my day job. Like I work for a comedy producer. Like I'm just gonna go see these comedy shows. And it was the best. Like I saw like Kevin Nealon and, like Bill Burr and just the best people ever. And then one night I was invited to a beginner graduation stand-up course. So it was like people who were brand new to stand-up who have never done it. And that show was their graduation.
Wow.
And to me, it was just another show where I was expecting good comedy. And it was very, very bad.
It was bad.
It was very, very bad.
Well, so then you see that terrible show and you're like, maybe maybe this mountain isn't so hard to climb if I take one step at a time. Where do you begin? Do you get into a notebook and you're like, all right, I got to write, these set of punchlines, these jokes, or do you go to an open mic and just kind of riff? Like what was the first step in that journey?
So I started taking a class.
Okay, you started with classes.
Yeah,
okay.
because some people just jump into open mics, whatever. So I'll shout them out. There's an instructor, Jerry Katzman and Heather Pasternak. I don't know if you know Heather. Okay. She's a comic in LA. I took their class
Great.
like several times over years just to like stay in it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to write. Everyone has their own method. So it's like you either make yourself do it or you write on stage or you have a buddy.
So taking a class, great introduction, good way to dip your toe into the world. So then what works best for you in your writing? Like you just said, everybody does it differently. So what's your method for you?
Now I'm still figuring out, but now it's all over the place. I sit in front of a computer and I have categories. Like I'm a straight woman, so write premises about that.
It's tough out here.
You are not forgiven because it fucking sucks. Oh, I can cuss, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm not. This isn't K-Rock.
Hold on a second.
Okay. Fuck. Oh.
Dildo. It's just dildo. There's one curse word in the whole world, and it's dildo.
Excuse me, dildo.
Instead of bleeping you, I'll just add dildo over all your cuss words.
Yeah. Hold for sound.
Oh my God.
Dildo.
I'm traumatized from the radio. Can I say dildo? May I? Is this a dildo friendly?
Leslie, you can say whatever you want. And you know what? To combine both things that we're talking about here, do you find yourself when you're looking in front of the computer, you got these categories? Are you categorizing it as, different certain topics like, dating, family, work, et cetera? But then are you also like, this is for an edgier show, this is a little more blue than I typically do, and do you think in those terms as well?
No, never.
Okay,
I don't want to think that far ahead, you know? Because I also I just want to think in like right now, I'm a straight woman, like right now, temporarily.
Right now, hey,
yeah,
you never know.
As far as I know, I'm a straight woman.
Post-pandemic and you're still straight? That's weird. I thought we were all bisexual.
Seriously, it is weird. It is weird. Like I'm shocked that I'm like so dedicated to
You're a
being straight.
unicorn, yeah.
It's so bizarre. But like the main categories are straight woman, sleepy woman, being Asian, which hopefully doesn't require a lot of exposition.
Whoa, hold on, you're Asian?
In certain cities, oh yes, do you need a
Wow,
context on that?
No, I didn't realize that.
Someone didn't do his research.
I thought you guys prepared for this.
I'm
podcast.
sorry.
First episode. We'll work this out.
I'll do better.
You'll learn.
Yeah.
I'll do better. I'll do better.
So I don't know if you all can see my face, but I'm Asian, okay? And it's okay to say that out loud. It's not offensive. It's okay. You can say it. I'm Asian, okay? I'm Asian. No, you don't say it. Wait, no. This white lady was like, I'm Asian. You know what? Oh, that was such a relief to get that off my chest. I've been wanting to say that for I'm Asian, and I've always identified as Asian. Are you crying? Why are you crying? Are we having a breakthrough right now?
But yeah, so sleepy women, single women, being Asian.
Being Asian, maybe having immigrant parents, not having kids, debating having kids, that's a huge, So I feel like they're big, just human topics. I think I feel comfortable in that area.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like a politically charged person. So I keep it like very simple of like what I'm experiencing.
And in your writing process, you're journaling, you're categorizing things, and then, how are you executing that on stage and coming up with new ideas?
It's hard. Like, so I try to journal it, and then I write a premise that I think is like clear and interesting. And literally a premise now that I cannot figure out is like, I I find it's two premises. I find it strange that dating is something that we can all get better at.
Oh.
Like it's a 10,000 hours thing. So if
Dating.
dating. So if you meet someone new and you learn that they've never been in a relationship, wouldn't that kind of make you go, ugh, like they don't have experience?
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like we all need the experience, and it's like we need the experience to get the job, but the job to get the experience. So it's like it is something that you can improve at.
There's a sweet spot because with dating, it's like, all right, this guy has dated way too many of my friends. No, thank you. Or it's like, all right, he's
Well, if he dated my
bringing some
friends, I
experience.
would like not.
Really?
If he dated my friends,
Yeah. What if I
no.
dated one of your friends?
Then I'd be like, well, you're like, anyway, too specific.
Don't make it personal, Peter.
He's like, what if I messaged your friend Jessica right now?
Well,
what
if
if
it
I
was a
asked her
good
out?
ex-
What would you do?
If it was a good experience,
so
just in the same way that you're treating this as a resume and like, oh, we can get better, and you're thinking about it as a job, it's like, well, there are certain character witnesses or people that can refer you.
Oh, that you would have a good referral. Well,
Yeah.
assuming the referral is good.
Assuming the referral is good.
But
yeah.
but you want the right amount of like experience where I know, okay, he knows what he's doing,
Sure.
and then I feel safe hiring him to work for me or whatever.
I crushed it in my 20s. I did. I put up solid numbers on the board in my 20s. Because if you're a single woman in your 20s, it's very easy. Men are just available. They're everywhere. They're very easy to access, Like, it was hard for me to turn down all the men. Okay? It just feels like, when there's a plate of fries on the table and you eat them even if you're not hungry? I was like, someone take these dicks away from me. Like, I'm stuffed. I'm not even hungry. Take them away. I'm not even hungry. Stop. But if you'll have one, I'll have one. You know what I mean? It's the weekend. Let's be bad. It's the weekend.
When did things start to pop off? Because, just here in 2024, you did Netflix as a joke. You're featured in Variety. What was the first maybe clip that you posted online or first big show that really got you attention?
It really was 2022-ish. When, I don't know if anyone can relate. When you feel confident in what you're doing? Does anyone?
Not in this room.
I know.
Read the room, Leslie.
Yeah, read the room. Yeah, exactly.
I know. That's why I kind of paused. Like, does anyone find this relatable?
When you feel confident in what you're doing?
When you love yourself?
When you're drinking tequila especial and you're feeling
At 11 a.m.
confident. Woo!
But like, I for whatever reason, I started to feel like confident in like my writing and stuff, and I like
Great.
started to like my jokes, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And like 2022-ish, 2023, I just was like having fun doing the sets. So I guess two things. Like the one clip I posted that happened to go well early on was at it was at West Side Comedy Theater in Santa Monica, which
Okay.
I love.
Good venue,
And,
very good venue. by
I
the way.
love that. I
Entrance
know.
through an alley. Anytime I
It's
invite
like,
people
yeah.
there, they're like, "Is
They're
everything
like,
okay,
is this
Peter?"
a sex part?
Yeah,
Is this a sex party?
Yeah.
I never really wanted to do the whole clip game, and everyone was doing it for years, just
Yeah.
because it's a lot of work
Right.
to do the clip stuff. It just is. Like, you need a producer, you need a sound guy, you need an editor.
You need a Todd.
You need a Todd. You need a full-time producer. So some comics do it on their own, which is so much work. And I just couldn't bring. Also, like, I had a day job.
Yeah.
I was like, I physically can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
it was exhausting. So luckily, one of my shout out Jorge Lopez, local comic, just offered to tape the set. He just was like, let me leave the camera running for you if you want it. And then he like helped me clip up that clip. But it was just I was doing a joke making fun of my deep voice and saying about how people in high school made fun of my deep voice. And because I played basketball. I got nicknames for this voice growing up. In high school, I played basketball. And because of my deep voice and I was bad at free throws. Shut the f up. Who said Shaq? Dude, I've been triggered. Who said Shaq? Canyon High School 2005? It was Shaq. By the way, this isn't supposed to be like a riddle game. I'm supposed to like, you're not supposed to guess. I didn't say just like. This is a joke that I wrote down and you interrupted me and hurt my feelings at the same time. And you got a bigger laugh than I've ever gotten when I said that joke.
Yeah, they called me. They called me. Yeah.
And it was a cute clip, and I genuinely found it funny. So my rule with social media was, if I find it funny, I'm gonna post it. I'm not
Right.
gonna follow the algorithm
Good.
rule. Like if I'm gonna text it to a friend, then I'll post it. There's stuff that's funny and awesome live in like a club, and then there's like what's funny for social media. That's like a whole different thing.
Yeah, and what the clip you're
Yeah.
describing is kind of within the realm of all these clip genres, which is, you know, crowd work or hecklers,
Yeah.
and then like, you know, obviously material.
Yeah.
So it's hitting all three of those things. But when you're posting it, what are the hashtags you're throwing out there? How many hashtags?
I don't think I put hashtags on it.
Good for you.
I don't think I did. I think I just like it was. I had like 1,000 followers at the time, and I posted it, and I just threw it out there, and I thought, oh, it's cute, and I was always very like anti people putting so much weight in social media because everyone, you know, plays the clip game and says you got to be consistent, post every day or every other day, like make sure it's consistent, and hashtag funny, hashtag stand up comedy, hashtag haha, hashtag LOL.
Because you got to think about what people are searching for. And it's the most dumb stuff. It's
People
like
search hashtag haha.
No,
You know what I mean?
Of
Like-
course not. But like, haha, I want to laugh. Like, what am I even search? Like, I don't even.
Do you search hashtags? I never search.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So who is?
So I refuse. I didn't want to play the game, and I just was like, I'm just gonna throw this up and just go to sleep, and literally, ironically, that one took off, and I was very anti. I was like, no, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna post one clip, and it's gonna go viral, and I'm gonna become a whatever, and almost that happened. So people watched it, people shared it, and I looked at my phone, and it was like a 80s movie montage where I just saw like heart, follow, like, share. And my phone, it felt hot. I was like, I feel like it's burning. Like it was moving hilariously fast.
Yeah, you're getting the juice and you're getting the dopamine.
What a moment, though. That's
Yeah,
so
what an
cool.
incredible moment for you.
It was so, I didn't expect, it was so silly.
So then, what do you feel after that? Do you try and chase that, or do you have a different thought process?
No, I was more like, oh, geez. It wasn't really, it
More
wasn't
work
like
to do now.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I was like, oh God. Like now I have to do it because it clearly can work. Even to this day, like social media, it's so much work.
Yeah.
And when I look at it and think about it, like I would always rather just be writing a joke.
Yeah, that's
than
not the
doing
work you
social
want to
media.
be doing.
It's not.
Okay, since we're kind of in the social media, conversation right now, and you were just touring through Europe, how have
In
you
Australia, right?
in
Yeah, Australia, yeah.
How have you found it to mobilize your followers? Because like everybody that will follow you on Instagram and that sort of thing, they're people that typically enjoy things from their couch on their phone in their hand. So how is it mobilizing that following to come and see you live?
Social media works. Like that's why people come.
Yeah.
Like they didn't,
And
like
what are you doing? Like you're just like, hey, I'm in Australia. Come out to Perth. We're gonna rock up and drink a Foster's.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you very
Right.
much.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, good.
It's just like they come to the shows because they saw me online.
Yeah, I see.
So
So
even
it's
the
like-
international audiences, they knew you.
Yes.
Wow.
Cool.
Yes. Like and as much as social media, like I groan and moan and like don't want to deal with it, like it literally gets asses in seats. Yeah, they will come up to me at shows, be like, "Oh my God, I love your YouTube thing or your this one clip or whatever," and it's like, I don't know, social media works, and it has a 1,000% the role of like why things move so fast for me.
Right.
So if you plucked me and put me in the 80s, no,
Not
I would
happening?
quit.
Really?
I don't know if I would last that long. Like if you plucked, I mean, me as is, like Asian female comedian in the 80s doing this with no social media, I don't know what would have panned out for me in that era.
Dildo.
Dildo, dude.
Ah, dude, dildo. How is? I mean, well, we are in 2024, and for you,
Yes, thank you.
you're talking about your journey here from working at Netflix, and then this year you did the Netflix is a Joke festival. How did that come about, and how did that feel as like a full circle moment?
It was so ridiculous. I had just quit the Netflix day job, and then the Netflix festival happened in LA.
Right.
And yeah, It was bizarre. It felt like a win, but it was weird because many former coworkers came to those shows, the Netflix shows. And I went out and did the shows and I was so psyched. And former coworkers who I had hired and like I was their manager, they all came and like sat in the front row.
Terrible. Bad
Okay,
idea.
I love you guys, but we don't want to. I don't want to see your face.
Comedian tip: if you're a friend, don't sit in the front row. Am I wrong?
You are right. It is. I know it's. You think your instinct is I'm supporting them and whatever. I don't want to see your face.
Yeah, because
I love
for this show, for this Netflix show, you're seeing your old coworkers, and they're like, "We're so supportive," and all you're seeing is like, "Oh fuck, I think I signed an NDA."
Yeah, yes, for real. Like I'm like, I used to like scold you. Like I used to like give you bad feedback. Like why are you? And they're like smiling and looking at me, and I'm so distracted because all I'm thinking about is like our relationship, and also you're looking at me like she was my boss.
Yeah,
you know.
What was she doing during her deep work?
I was writing jokes.
Writing jokes,
Yeah.
yes. So you would be writing jokes at your day job?
I mean, now that I don't work there anymore. Yeah, I mean, so I did work very hard and I had like 10 meetings a day, but if I had a break, I would book a conference room by myself and just try to write. But it barely worked. Like, you know, my brain was so rattled all over the place. And then towards the end, like I recorded a couple of podcasts from the office, like on my lunch break. Like if I was a podcast guest, I would just join because I was at work. Like,
cool.
So I, you know,
good for you.
Multitasked.
Use those resources, and those are fringe benefits. You know, you're talking about free lunch.
Sure.
You're talking about conference rooms that are soundproof. Those are fringe
Great
benefits.
Wi-Fi. Fantastic Wi-Fi.
Yeah, if you're at
Shout out to
Netflix-
the Netflix.
Exactly.
Now I know why they raise their price every year, though.
No, I don't want this rumors to start. Okay, they're a great company. Ted Sarandos, I love you and respect you.
Teddy,
it's a
we love
great
you.
place to work.
So then this year, January, you're like, I've stayed at this job long enough, comedy full time. So what was what was the first place you went on tour?
I think I want to say it was something like easy, like SoCal. I did like San Diego, Irvine, which is close to here in LA, and then I think I did like Portland, Seattle, something. Like it's all a blur now.
Right.
But I love other cities outside of LA. I love LA.
Right.
But like, I don't know, you go to those like other towns where they're just like simple, pure humans who just, they got a job that's not their life.
And they're on Instagram searching ha ha ha.
Yeah, and they're just searching hashtag haha.
Yeah.
Hashtag funny lady.
Yeah, it's
You know?
funny lady.
I don't know what
Where can I get me one of them funny ladies? Give me a funny lady on my phone.
You know, playing in town tonight. And there's only like one comedy club in town.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's a beautiful place. Those are beautiful places.
Well, it's the places you'll go. You know, this job, if you do it well, take you a lot of places, and it's fun to enjoy that. And I imagine it being really refreshing to go to these other countries, go to these other cities. And we were talking about your material earlier. It's a lot about as you said, about being a single straight woman for now. And are you finding through that material and other material, people in other cities are relating really well, or what's the biggest gap in your material to the crowd?
I mean, the people that come out are definitely like the single straight women in my age range.
Do you have like a name for people, your fans?
Oh no, I need to make one.
Yeah,
Can we make one?
We should think about it. Yeah.
Dildos.
Dildos.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Damn it. All right.
What's that?
Last dildo joke of the podcast.
Or no, it could be Sleepy Queens because
Sleepy Queens.
I do have a whole rant about like, I'm 37. Stand-up is built for the young straight man.
Sure.
It is designed historically. I think it's designed like physically, like the schedule. It's a young straight childless man. It's designed for that.
Preferably a drug addict.
Maybe.
I mean,
There's
you
a
gotta
track
say
record.
But I love Sleepy Queens because when you just said that first clip that you posted, you're like, you posted it and then you went to sleep. That's like a little reward. That's a little reward. You're like, I'm gonna work really hard. Then I'm gonna treat myself by going.
I know,
to sleep.
I was like captioning. I was like, I'm tired. I'm like, oh my god, this is so exhausting. I was like laying down captioning it, but it's just like
then sell like pillow covers as like your merch or something.
yeah,
like
maybe like an
Sleepy
eye
Queens.
mask or like the
That's
lavender
so funny.
pillow spray or something simple, but like
Todd from the outfield. Go
I have
ahead.
a question. Speaking about, I'm back. I'm back for more.
And we're back. Back with
K-Rock,
Todd.
yeah.
No, yeah, love it. Yeah, exactly.
So, talking about your material resonating with, the masses, one of your bits that stands out to me that's hilarious, talking about, you've waited a long time to meet the right guy, and when you meet him that the wait won't be worth it.
I'm 36 and I've never been married. So I've never met the one. Even though I've never met this guy, I think about him. What is he like? Where does he live? What does he do? I'm thinking he's got to be pretty special, right? But I don't think we should hype up our soulmates this much because I've been waiting my entire life to meet this one man. And I'm not trying to sound mean, but I know he's not going to be worth the wait. I'm sure he's a nice guy, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's just gonna be some guy named Greg in a graphic tee. If someone pointed at Greg and said, Leslie, you get to marry this man, but you have to wait 36 years, I wouldn't even get in line, okay? Do you understand? I'd wait half an hour tops for someone like Greg. Okay?
Coming out of that, I guess, comparing that thought to comedy. You waited a long time to do comedy and find your dream, not man, but career.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Was it worth the wait?
Whoa, that's a good question. Yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
It was worth the wait.
Well, now because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it. If it went shitty, the answer would be no.
Well, do you think that you could have had this much success without kind of the life experience and the buildup of confidence and all of that to get to where you needed to be?
No, I think so I started stand-up at age 29, like into 30. Wow. That's late. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in the world of stand-up, that's late. I think anyone should try anything at whatever age, but in stand-up, I almost didn't try it because I'm like, all the greats started when they were like in preschool. Like they were all I was hitting the mics, after after the playground, whatever. Like they just
Bo
started
Burnham.
so
Yeah, exactly.
young. Yeah, they started young. So I thought there was no use and hope for me. But I waited till I was 29, 30 because I wanted to just be like a confident woman, like in real life. So like
to like settle into yourself.
yeah.
Wow.
Because in your 20s, like, what are we doing? Like in our 20s,
Right.
your 20s are pure trial and error. Like everything, your style, your friends, who you're fucking, like everything. Your job.
True.
Would you love? What was your job when you were 22? Did you love it? Did you want to stay? Like.
Yeah, I was working at Jimmy John's.
See,
And,
did that last? Did you
no.
grow?
It lasted long enough because the fringe benefits were pounds and pounds of pre-cooked bacon that I stole.
Then is that a benefit, or did you just steal bacon?
That was his whole paycheck.
It's a fringe benefit.
Okay, yeah.
It's a fringe benefit. And you know what? I didn't sign any NDAs. That
Yeah, Jimmy
bacon's
John's
coming in pre-cooked, okay? Preservatives. Why do you think they make it so fast?
I've never had it. What does it taste like?
Jimmy John's bacon. It tastes like you put salt on your tongue and then cut your tongue off and grilled it.
And that is something you stole, and you're like, you liked it at the time.
You know what?
There goes that sponsorship.
Exactly. I'm from Florida, and so if I see anything loose, bacon, a Gatorade, someone's
going in your
unloading
pocket.
a crate of Pepsi off of the back of a truck, I'm taking some.
I'm the same. Like if there's spare snacks and they like I'm taking 2 of these.
Oh yeah. We may not. Yeah.
Okay.
We may not have these by our second episode. Who knows?
You can just empty them out and fill them with water.
Whoa, is that what you used to do in your 20s too?
No, I did that when I was a teenager. When I
to trick your
as a
parents?
child, yeah. They had because
They knew.
They
Here's a trick.
had
I
like
think they knew.
Smirnoff vodka.
Ooh.
I don't think they'll ever listen to this. Smirnoff vodka.
Thanks.
Wow. And I'll make sure of it. And I'll make sure that they don't ever get their. But yeah, the trick is you take the vodka and then you fill it with water. But obviously, water condenses the word, where it doesn't sit in the bottle the same as vodka would. So then it would make the bottle like sweat.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like
fascinating.
it doesn't sit the same way. So it was they never know. I mean.
Let that be a lesson to all the teenagers
Yeah, so
out
all the
there.
youngins out there, just the message is don't drink yet, but
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if I can go to war, I can drink. and also, then your parents have guests over, and it's like, wow, their alcohol tastes like shit.
yeah, no, but it's like watered down, like it would be like in a Vegas nightclub, like it's super watered down. But anyways,
Well, then, as you're talking about, your success now and everything, what's and touring, what's the next level for you? Do you have a desire to shoot a special? Do you have that opportunity now? Do you want to seek out that opportunity? What's the next plateau?
I think it has to be a special. I've been doing stand up. I do not have an hour special out anywhere, so organically that feels like it has to. That's the next step. So now I'm touring and doing an hour, and I'm a little too. This is like the good Asian student in me. Like it has to be A+. Like it has to be a perfect score, whatever this hour is. So right now, it's fun, but it's not what I would release right now as it is.
Okay.
Like even what I did at the Netflix festival, like that's not what I would like, laminate and put out in the world. So it's like I want to make it perfect, but then that doesn't exist. Like it's the same thing of like you're never ready to have kids. Or but you do it anyway. But the special is like it's never going to be perfect. So I need to create some standard in my mind it's good enough for me to release it, because it's like if I wait till it's perfect, it'll be like 5 years from now.
Yeah, I mean, perfect is the enemy of good. That's what I say to myself, and I'm glad that you, in the same breath, you're saying I want it to be perfect, but I understand
Does that
that's
exist?
unachievable in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, that just is a testament to you.
I do compare myself to Beyonce more than is healthy.
Yeah.
So like, why can't it be like music artists? They don't on the dot every year put out an album.
Right.
Like you gotta go out in the world, experience life, get inspired, and then let the album come.
Yeah.
Like
so then, what's your first steps in looking to achieve that?
I need Jay-Z to cheat on me or something. Can we arrange that? I need to get you know what I mean? Like I need something to happen to me.
Sure.
And then get inspired and then write with a vengeance or something. So
yeah. Well, it's all happening to you right now. You're very motivated, very regimented. And before we wrap up here, I want to start this tradition where obviously this is Funniest People You've Never Heard Of. Everybody's heard of you now. They've heard of you before. And if they haven't, now they know about you.
Now you
Is there a comedian that you think we should have on the show, someone that's funny, that a lot of people have never heard of?
Okay, I have so many, but on the top of my mind right now, just because she just did the Tonight Show.
Oh.
Jessica Keenan.
Jessica Keenan,
Jessica Keenan.
Very funny.
LA, I wrote with her. She just did the Tonight Show like the other night.
Yeah.
So people should check that out. She's just like a crusher. She's like a mom of twins, like funny, clean but not clean, like amazing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you know Ray Lau. He just did a Don't Tell set. Adorable Asian. I had to say that. Sorry.
Adorable. Aww.
Like super funny. I'll show love to a white man. Orion Levine. Do you know Orion Levine?
Orion Levine?
Yeah, he is an LA guy, and his style is very like it feels like old school. Like he writes jokes and they have a bang twist. Like it feels very like who do I want to compare him to? I don't know, like Andrew Dice Clay, Rodney Dangerfield, something like just punchy.
Yeah, I love
like
that.
classic. Yeah.
Ryan.
So-
Well, thanks. Well, I asked for one person. You gave me some
I'm at
extra credit.
1,000, but yes.
You
But
gave me
I
some
love
extra
this
credit, but thank you.
tradition. Yes.
Well, good.
Love this
Well,
tradition.
yeah. Well, let's pass it on. Leslie, thank you so much for joining us today. For me, for Todd, for everyone here at Third Wheel. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is the Funniest People You've Never Heard Of. I'm Peter Murphy. See you next time. Funniest People You've Never Heard Of is a production of Toby or Not Toby Productions. Executive producer, Todd Fields. Producer and host, Peter Murphy. Studio space provided by Third Wheel. Theme song written and performed by Justin Fields. Sponsored by Tequila Especial. Don't forget to like and subscribe.